What's up, Dolphins? This is the Cubilly Fins Talk live show. This is episode 13. We are doing the Fins versus Raiders win this week. And let's bring on our guest. We got Matt Benevo Mahaffey. What's up, Matt? We got Johnny O.
What's up, guys? How are you? And Pedro, it's only fitting you have technical difficulty on show 13.
That does make sense, don't it? Yeah, we're late today, a couple minutes. Yeah, my computer is having some technical difficulties. We'll play it by ear. I can see the comments, so I figured that out. So we're good. Let's start the show. What are your thoughts on the Raiders? Well, actually, no, let's start with this incredible story. Let's start the show with this incredible story about a tight end that we ain't had, that's been balling since, I don't know, I dare to say Charles Clay. But anyways, Jonnu Smith had a career day. I think it was the second time, if I'm correct, that he had over 100 yards. And when he made a touchdown out of celebration, most players throw the ball up. And Jonnu threw the ball up. And an incredible story came out of that because the football that he made a touchdown with landed on his family's lap. Actually was eldest son. And Jonnu didn't know. He said he didn't know where the family was sitting, which is weird to me. But maybe the Dolphins, deal with the family separately. And but as far as when I look at the video, he didn't know where they were. That was just a random throw, a 1 in a million that it landed with the family, and that he said it was just God's grace or something like that. I don't have the quote in front of me because, of course, I'm having technical difficulties with my phone. But what are your thoughts on that incredible story that come out, Matt?
Yeah, I just saw that this afternoon. When you go back and watch that play, he just heaves it. He just heaves it just like Kenyon Drake did after the Miami Miracle. He just chucked it. And I don't know how many people Hard Rock Stadium holds. What is it, 55, 60? I don't know, 60,000 people, let's say. And out of the 60,000 people that were there, the ball that he throws up ends up landing pretty much in his family's row, and his son ends up with the ball. That was so random, but yet so cool.
Yeah, I agree. I watched his interview, and when he said he didn't know where his family was, that's only because he wasn't looking when he threw the ball. If he had taken a second or two, he would have said, "Oh, they're up there 102 and throwing the ball up there." He just threw the ball, and it just so happened to land right where his family was. Right, and his oldest son grabbed it and held on to it.
Yeah, I still can't believe it myself, man. I had to watch the video a couple times to get that, but also during that interview process. Before Tua got interviewed, actually Tua came in the interview room and actually asked Jonnu about. He asked him a question about his youth football team that is he's coaching. He's actually a coach as well, and a lot of us have done our coaching duties. Matt's a coach currently. I should point this way. Matt's a coach currently right now, but all of us have done some kind of youth. I did youth soccer coaching and reffing when Cruz was younger. And for those that have been involved in the coaching aspect of it, the question was great. Tua asked Jonnu, how does it feel to bring your to be a player and a coach and something of that nature. But Jonnu kind of answered it like he was serious about it, saying that the team, his I believe it was 8U team or 9U team or something, or 8U and 10U team both won their championship games.
Yeah, I think it was 9U and 7U.
All right, 9U and 7U, and that was great. That just shows me that the team is having fun right now, and they're balling right now. And I know it's against mediocre sub 500 teams, You're expected to win those games, and that's what we need to do as far as that goes. But any thoughts on anything to add on the Jonnu interview, guys?
That was just ended up being a pretty cool story.
Right, and his stats were incredible. I think it was it 5 or 6 catches, Johnny? He had.
I think he had 6 catches, 2 touchdowns. I mean, the one was just wide open. It was amazing that how do you let him go? I mean,
goodness.
To me, that's
Let's
the
talk
whole
about
reason they
that play
brought him
for a
in.
sec.
To me, that's the reason they brought him in, and now they seem to be using him more and more, and he's producing. I mean, you can't argue. And he's a handful because he's a big guy. He's not easy to stay with and cover, and he's every game it seems like they're using him more and more, and he's definitely producing.
And as it turns out, it ended up being the game of the tight end because Brock Bowers for the Raiders was the only player on the team that we couldn't do anything with. He ended up with 13 catches for 126 and a touchdown of his own. That dude was a monster.
I like the fact that by using Jonnu, and it's working now, and Mike McDaniel's finding a way to, get him open. Last season, it was all about getting the ball to Tyreek. And I know that Tyreek and Waddle haven't gotten the ball a lot this year, but Tyreek had a great game as well. I like the fact that the offense is using, everybody, Waddle, Tyreek, Jonnu, and the run game. And it's crazy that Mostert was the number 1 running back and got all those crazy touchdowns last year, and he's actually the 3rd running back right now. So how things change. So the coaching of that was incredible. The Raiders makes a lot of mistakes, and those penalties like we made is what was killing us when we was losing, even without Tua. But Tua came back and is just incredibly balling. Your thoughts on Tua? We'll start with Johnny O.
Well, like you said, he's balling. I mean, he's scoring another game, first drive right down the field, put 7 on the board, make the opposing team play catch up. McDaniel seems to be getting out of his own head for the most part and using, different receivers and running the ball. We had 26 runs. I'd like to see a little more than that, but their run defense was pretty good. Kept Crosby in check. He should have been kicked out in the first quarter for throwing a punch and didn't got the penalty, but didn't get thrown out. But for the most part, they kept him in check. And he's a dominant player. Tua, I mean, listen, was he 26 of 34? He's only thrown 1 pick this year that I can remember. He's over 70% completion percentage. And like I always say, throw it 5 yards, 6 yards. Get it in the hands of the guys that can move the ball after they get it. He doesn't have to throw it 30, 40 yards down the field. The first drive, 8 minutes and 21 seconds. They ate up half the first quarter. The next drive was over 6 minutes. So between the 2 drives, they ate up an entire quarter. We only, if I remember right, we only had the ball twice in the first half and scored 10 points on it.
That's true.
Yeah. Tua's completion percentages since coming back off the IR. 71, 89, 74, 77 for an average of 77% completions percentage since he got back. He's picking defenses apart right now. And like you said, he's not doing it with the big play. We're not getting those Kevin Harlan calls. He's got Hill and all that stuff because we've talked about it the last couple of weeks, how these defenses across the league are playing these too high shells, and it's eliminating some of these bigger plays. So you take the underneath stuff, and by doing that, it's freeing up opportunities for other guys besides Waddle and Hill to get involved, and that's where Jonnu's eating right now. Jonnu's eating those underneath passes, and Tua's Tua's greatest superpower has always been the timing and anticipation. And when he's rolling, that's what you see the most is you see the ball comes out and the receiver just going into the break, and then the ball's there. And that's what we didn't see from the backup quarterbacks when he was out. And that's why our offense didn't do anything. It's because quarterbacks were waiting to see if a guy gets open, And then by then, it's too late because now the defensive backs had time to adjust. So it's just great to see Tua playing at a high level. He's playing at the level we all thought he was capable of, the level he played at all of last year until cold weather comes. And that's an issue that he's going to have to get better at. And hopefully we have the opportunity down the road for meaningful games where he can prove himself in the cold.
That's true. Let's say hi real quick to some guys here. George, how you doing, George? Appreciate you always supporting the show, man. Shane, man. Shane lives in Bills country, bro. Golly, bro. I don't know, man. When the hell we're going to beat the Bills? But, man, if we see him in the wild card, I don't care how much snow is up there, man. We got to go up there and do what we did last time and make it a close one, man, again, and show them what's up. If not, pull off a miracle. But I don't care if we meet Kansas City. I don't care who we meet in the first round. It's just getting there. You got to get there and worry about it once you get there. So if you get there. So next is Dave Gunkel Jr. What's up, Dave? Dave won a Finch prize pack. Today he gets the score, or he was closest to the score. What's up, Rick? Chance of making the playoffs are slim, but you never know. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Cool. So here's the Dolphins drive before I let y'all continue. As far as the Dolphins drive go, the first one was 14 plays, 70 yards touchdown. We scored on every time we had the ball the whole game. The first drive was 70 yards, 8 minutes plus drive, 8:13. Second drive was also 8 minutes, and that's it. The half was over. Those two long drives, man, huge in a game. Huge to keep the ball away from the offense because obviously – the defense struggled a little bit with the Raiders, but the offense said, hold my beer. That's what the offense said. Here, hold my beer. We got you, defense. You know what I mean? The end of the half. Then in the beginning of the first half, we had another 7-minute, 47-second touchdown drive. It was a 97-yard drive. That was awesome. The next one was a quick touchdown drive, 5 minutes. And then the last one, of course, with Jonnu, it was a 70-yard, 1-minute one because of the fact that the Raiders said, here, we're going to let you have this touchdown and beat us. And that was just, miscommunication. And let's talk about that communication. The Dolphins are getting better at communication. I think Mike McDaniels is bringing in the plays a lot quicker. He was very late with the plays earlier. The use of timeouts weren't that good. The use of challenges weren't that good. What are your thoughts on Mike McDaniels coaching against these subpar teams? Johnny?
Well, I mean, listen, he's only, he's still a young coach. He's learning. As long as we see progression, I would love to see him stick around for a very long time. I'm tired of the coaching carousel and every 2 or 3 years changing coaches, because then you're just starting all over. And us fans, we're tired of starting all over. We want to see progression. Play calling, definitely for the most part better. There was one series where he started to go a little east-west. I'm like, come on, Mike, north-south. Stop throwing it back. Throw it forward. Even if, I don't care, a 2-yard pass. Get in Hill's hands, Waddle's hands, Mostert, Achan, Jonnu. Get in their hands and let them go. Julian Hill actually had 2 catches this week.
Hey.
Didn't drop either one of them.
No.
And no penalties.
And no penalties on him. So,
bro, thank God.
Hopefully he's improving. I know a lot of people, myself included, wonder how he's still on this team or what he hasn't done this year. But it seemed like McDaniel, and you say the defense struggled, but I really don't see struggle because they only gave up 19 points. Teams are going to make plays. It's going to happen. You're playing another NFL team. You're not playing a college team. You're going to give up plays. It's Matt says this all the time, and I agree with him. I love it. Bend, don't break. You give up the play, come back on the next one, tackle for a loss, tackle at the line of scrimmage, start putting them in situations where they have to throw the ball. Ramsey is flying all over the field. Brooks is flying all over the field. So the only glaring mistake I saw on Sunday was Caterco, who going for a tackle in open field and drops his head and stops looking at what he's tackling, and the guy ends up getting away and scoring a touchdown. But that's on Cater. Keep your head up, look at what you're tackling, and hit him.
Yeah, that was a big mistake. Before we go with Matt, We got Wesley. I see you, Wesley, man. Thanks for coming on. He says also that he is finally committed to the run, McDaniels. I agree. The run game wasn't that great, but we are sticking with the run quite a bit because balance, Daniel Song. Balance. George agrees. And then Wesley also says that we always have trouble covering the tight end. Go ahead, Matt. Thoughts on Mike McDaniel's coaching? Is it getting better? Is it going to help us get to the show? How was the coaching versus the Raiders?
You said it perfect earlier. He is doing a better job of getting the play calls in earlier, and that was one of his biggest problems the last couple years, and especially when Tua was out, not being able to simplify the plays to the backup quarterbacks. That these long linguistic play calls, you got to simplify. That being said, Johnny was talking about how he was going east-west for a second. Perfect example. I think it was on the opening drive. I think Achan got 7 on first down, so it's 2nd and 3rd. And then we throw it behind the line of scrimmage. We can't set up the blocks, and we get hit for a loss of 4. So we go from 2nd and 3 to 3rd and 7, just like that, by not being aggressive over like the middle of the field, going north south, trying to go east west. And from that point on, I don't think we ever did that again. So maybe that was a quick adjustment Mike McDaniel made to say, look, that's not going to work, man. We got to, even if it's just a little tiny slant, anything to get the ball forward instead of running backwards. For some reason they love running them screen plays, and I feel like Adam Gase is back running the team when he does that. But I don't know, man. Mike's got his flaws, but the guy is an offensive genius, and he runs an offense that has been very productive in the league the last years when he has his point guard distributing the ball across the field. So 19 points our defense gave up with Tua running our offense. If you tell me the defense is going to hold the other team to 19 points, as long as we have Tua, we're going to win those games. Because I don't think there's another defense on a outside of a negative 30-degree day. There's not another defense in the league right now that's going to hold us less than 20. And that's on a bad day. And I'm maybe sound conceited, maybe I sound overconfident, but that's just the way it is. I mean, our points since Tua got back, we put up 34, 27, 27, 24 since he's been back. And I see no reason why we're not going to continue with the offensive production down the line. And that's 34 points with only, 6 or 7 possessions in the entire game? So that's very efficient. Very efficient.
What's up, Tom, man? How you doing, man?
Tom?
Hey, guys. Sorry I was late. She was just going on and on. I was like, hey, I got to go. I'll call you back.
Well, I can barely see you, but I can hear you loud and clear, man. So, we missed you last week, man. We know you was enjoying the New York Knicks game. I'm a Heat fan, so I'm always gonna hate your Knicks, man. But that's life. That's like Buffalo Jazz rivalry.
That's when basketball's good, when both of our teams are good and they're that rivalry back from the Tim Hardaway, Allen Houston type shit. Like, that's when it was great.
Yes, sir. You're back, though. So, man, take it away, man. Give us your thoughts on this Raiders game, man. You can talk about offense, defense, whatever you saw. We just said that Julian Hill, or I think Johnny mentioned that he caught 2 passes and didn't have no penalties. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I'll give him a C. It's what I've been saying. He had C minus at best. He still missed 5 assignments on blocks. He had 2 decent blocks, one that sprung the outside that Achan cut back on. He didn't score, but that was that long one he had that was close. He had a 17-yard grab and like a 7-yard grab, and then he had a decent block on an interior run. C minus. He still shouldn't be starting. He's still not Johnny Smith caliber. Yeah, he's still starting. He's in on the first series, and Johnny's on the bench waiting.
Keep going on the bad, man. Who else is playing like crap, bro, for the Dolphins, man? Because I got some I got some names in my head.
Poyer sucks, but he was better this week.
There you go.
Ramsey was great. He was all over the place.
Well, look how slow he looked on that Brock Bowers touchdown, though. He looked so damn slow on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible angle. Man.
That kid's good, man. Is he a rookie, that Brock Bowers? God, he's good.
Yeah, Georgia's tight end. He's a stud.
Stud, ain't he? Wow.
I mean, it's Miami's kryptonite. Tight ends. It's been what since before Zach, like around when Zach was leaving. Our tight ends have always been a problem. Like Gronk, Tony, Crumpler.
I'm just so glad
Gates.
we're using John like Kittle now, man. I'm so happy about it. Like use him like Kittle, like San Fran does. Give us that San Fran same offense like we're using, man, and quit throwing it to Tyreek like you did last year all the time. But the O line, man, they need some love, man. They need some big time love. The O line, I got the offensive line stat.
Bro.
84 pass block efficiency, which is third in the NFL. 13 sacks allowed, which is 10th in the NFL. 12 quarterback hits allowed, which is tied for 6th. They only allow 46 hurries, which is second in the NFL, and 71 pressures allowed is second place in the NFL. Let's go. We'll start with Matt, man. What do you think about this O-line giving Tua?
Well, I always say the
we've been giving them hate
little,
lately, you know?
The stats are always a little skewed because of the way Tua gets rid of the ball quick. PFF rated 4 out of our 5 offensive linemen pretty poorly this year. Or this week. Teron Armstead, PFF ranking of 84. So Armstead is a Pro Bowler this year. There's no doubt about it. He's been great this year.
I'm sorry for every negative thing, but most of the negative comments about Armstead always goes because he's unavailable, like the same thing with Tua. The injury.
He's playing with a shoulder injury right now, and he's still playing well. So,
yeah,
fingers crossed we get 7-8 more weeks out of him.
He's played 70-something% of his snaps on the season, which I never thought anybody would, nobody would think Armstead would do that. But outside of Armstead, PFF rankings, Robert Jones, 45-4. Aaron Brewer, 47-5. Eichenberg, 54. Kendall Lamb, 60. So the rest of the 4 guys struggled, and they're and most of it was pass blocking.
I was going to say, what is it based on? It's based on pass. So say Brewer was really good in the run game.
This was their overall, but the pass, most of them, the run blocking's better than the pass blocking, and that's across the board. So pass blocking is actually their weakness, even though some of the stats say that they are better, but it's all skewed because of the efficiency of Tua getting rid of the ball. So some of those numbers are a little skewed, but PFF, like I said, it's not the end-all be-all. It's not like the Holy Grail, but it does give you a good consensus of what some of the experts in the field think about their play, plus-minus type plays. So I still think we need to go out and rehaul the interior of the line. Aaron Brewer's been great this year. I'm happy with him. But those 2 guards are weak. So hopefully Isaiah Wynn, his window opened up this week. Hopefully he's available soon because he was our starter last year.
If we can get him back for Green Bay, that'd be huge. Because they got some good D-line guys. I mean, they got rid of Preston Smith. But they still got Rashawn Gary. They drafted another kid this year. Did they get Newton from Illinois?
I don't think
he went the 3rd. I can't remember.
I don't think he went there. I can't remember where he went.
Well, it's time now for a quick note right here. Let's see. Rick Agosto, he says that he can't. He agrees that we can't keep changing coaches. Wesley, we talked about that. Rick says he lives in Rochester, New York, man. Y'all live in a tough area, man, having to deal with Buffalo fans all the time. I give y'all credit for being Dolph fans living in Buffalo country, let me tell y'all. Maria, hey, Maria, what's up, here. If you want to come join, just let us know. I do got another guest. There you go. He's in the back studio. Let me add him to the stage right now. What's up, Mike?
How y'all doing?
What's up, Mike?
What's up, Mike?
Doing good.
Hey, man, I ordered one of those dolphin necklaces off of the TikTok. I said I ordered the dolphin.
Yeah, TikTok shop. Yeah, it's like I saw Gorilla Luke is getting ready to start giving some of those away at the game. It's the exact same ones.
Oh, they're like what? Like they look like they're like a chain necklace, like with some studs.
It's like costume jewelry, but it's really, really blingy. It's
blingy.
Really got some pop to it.
And it's
I've had it on the last 2 weeks. I've had it on, so we're 2-0 with it on. So I'm going to keep going.
Take it off.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna take it off.
Are they like Mike, the GLD chains or whatever?
Is it
GLDs? Like a GLD, just not real diamonds.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much, yeah.
Shit, I wouldn't pick real diamonds either. I'm not crazy like that.
Hey, look, somebody asked me if it's real. I'm gonna tell this shit real.
Mike Sherrod, right? Is that your last name, Mike?
Yep.
Am I saying it right? All right. So Mike Sherrod is one of Tua's biggest fans. Tell me what you think he's been doing since he came back, bro. Especially against the Raiders, man. Against what you saw with the Raiders, man. You know.
Hey, look, I'm gonna say this to say this. I respect Matt Crosby and Brock Bowers. My cousin and my uncle used to play for the Raiders. So Matt Crosby, yo, he's a beast, bro. Like,
yeah, before you go into Tua,
I'm gonna tell
you gotta give flowers. We gotta
every
give flowers
time
to Kendall Lamb,
dropped
bro.
back. Hey, look, every time Tua had dropped back, I was like, oh shit, where Matt Crosby at? Where Matt Crosby? And my uncle said he ain't gonna get the Tua because y'all triple teaming him. I was like, bro, it don't matter. Like, Crosby is a beast. Like,
they were moving him around a lot too. Like he was on the right side where Lamb was a lot, and then they moved him over to Armstead's side. And he was getting no success there. The only time he had any success was when they had a stunt, and the interior was just crumbling, and Tua had to step up and had nowhere to go. But Kendall Lamb off the bench in week 10, playing decent and doing well versus top 3 premier pass rushers in the league. In my opinion, I agree with him. Like,
yeah, I was, man.
Yeah, like I said, they held Crosby in check for the most part. So
he only had like 1 play.
Yeah, no sacks, no pressures, no QB hits. That's huge.
I respect Matt Crosby. Hey, at first I was like, because I don't follow the Raiders like talking about. I was like, my friend was like, yeah, they got beats. He said, then I forgot Christian Wilkinson went to the Raiders. I said, I'm glad Christian Wilkinson wasn't playing because they probably would have got it too if Christian Wilkinson was playing.
They got another good DN too who got hurt. Him and Wilkins both got hurt. He's a D tackle, but he's been going hybrid. The DN. Do you know his name, Matt? Is it Knep or fuck? It will come to me. I'll come back to it.
I can't think of it offhand either.
He's been pretty good. He had like 10 plus sacks last year with Crosby. They had like 20 sacks together.
Hey, Pedro, I've been going viral lately on TikTok because one of my friends, wanted to do something about a Trump supporter came in my life. He's talking about when the Dolphins win, you got to do the Trump dance. I was like, I said, okay.
I know. I was laughing at John Jones doing that after his UFC fight, man. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
I hit the Trump dance because Jedediah's called me, and I was like, yo, did you see the Bones fight? And then he said he didn't. So I literally said, well, this is what Bones did, like right after the Jonnu touchdown. I was like, don't make me do it. Don't make me do it.
Hey, so yeah, I want viral to do talking about, yeah. He said now, every time the Dolphins win, you got to do the Trump dance. I was like, well, it's going to be a whole lot of Trump dances now.
Hope so. Stack dubs. One game at a time.
Yeah, let's do a Finn's trivia question, man. It's already been over a half an hour. Let's do a Finn's trivia question, man. Let's get to it, man. Who was not a first-team selection for an NFL All-Decade team? Was it A, Richmond Webb, B, Dwight Stevenson, C, Jim Langer, or D, Larry Little? Who was not a first-team selection for an NFL All-Decade team? A, Richmond Webb, B, Dwight Stevenson, C, Jim Langer, or D, Larry Little?
I'm going to say Richmond Webb.
No, Richmond Webb definitely was. I think it's Larry Little.
I want to say Little because I think that Langer got it.
So we got a Richmond Webb. We got some Langers in there. All right, here is the answer. Number 7. The answer is A, Richmond Webb.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was not a first-team selection. Is that true or not? Because we need to double-check the book.
Read that question again.
It said, who was not a first-team selection for an NFL All-Decade team? He must have been a second-team selection or something, right?
He was
definitely. He got drafted.
He most definitely was in the 90s.
All right, here's number 7, question 7, right? And I'm going to go to 7 in the book. And it says A, Richmond Webb.
No,
what was the question again? I'm going to look that up. So I need to know. It's going to bother me.
Right? Hey, I like those when these questions are like, who was not a first-team selection for an NFL All-Decade team? Dwight Stevenson, Jim Langer, Larry Little, or Richmond Webb? So that means if it wasn't Richmond Webb, that means Dwight Stevenson, Jim Langer, and Larry Little was a selection for an NFL decade team.
I would have lost
two
my
centers,
lunch.
basically.
I would have lost my
I don't make no
lunch money on
sense.
that one.
You have
I don't
two
make no
centers.
sense.
Langer played center and so did Little on the 70 squad, basically. So that's
All right.
interesting. Who was not a first team all decade?
No, who was not a first team selection for an NFL all decade team?
No, Richmond Webb most definitely was for the 90s.
Who was not?
That's what I thought, man. Wow. Huh.
It's right in
we
his
got
bio.
a
It's right in
question
his
that has a
bio. It's
question
everything.
mark. I'm going to put a big old question mark next to this one. Hell, let's do another one then. We'll go this way. All right, let's
I'm
see.
looking this up.
True or false question. No way. We get one of these in the book. All right, here we go. Simple true or false. Comment. All right, let me see if we got any more guests waiting to come on. Ooh, we do got somebody else. All right, no, we got everybody. No, we're good. All right, never mind. All right, so true or false, the Dolphins have never had two first-team Associated Press All-Pro secondary players in the same season.
That's
Wait,
false.
didn't we have what are the first team all pro secondary players? Man, we had two badass ones in the 90s, right?
Sam Madison and Patrick Surtain.
There you go. The Dolphins have never had two first team Associated Press all pro secondary players in the same season. It's gotta be false, right?
No, I'm gonna say that's true because the Associated Press never giving our guys credit. So one year Madison would make it, the next year Surtain. I don't know if they ever made it together.
When does it start on that? Does it say like a starter? Because when was that stat recognized? Because you could argue possibly if you want to go back as far as you want to go back, you can go. Dick
I don't know,
Anderson
man.
and
This book is
fucking
crazy.
Jake Scott.
I don't know this book, man. Anyway,
Hey,
true
what
or false?
book is
Number
that?
8. Let's see what the answer is. This is gonna be interesting. Number 8. Number 8 is false.
All right, so they both did make it then.
Solid.
Yep, they did both make it. The answer is false. That means, yeah, cool. That's a good one.
Nice.
All right.
For
And now, what do y'all think about how exciting the prospect is about we're looking at like, right, Mike, we're looking at like, Patriots win, the Jets twice win. I'm going to the Browns game in Cleveland week 16. That should be a win. They're a hot mess. That's 5 games right there. We need one more minimum, but 2 out of those 3 top dogs we play, which is San Francisco, the Texans, and on Thanksgiving, my birthday, the Green Bay Packers. How exciting is it that only 2 weeks ago we were 2-6, and every Dolphin on social media was like, "It's over with."
Not
What do you think about that?
I'll own it. I said that shit, but we still got work to do. And Denver keeps winning, and they got 3 easy cupcake scheduled games in a row. So it ain't over yet.
Right.
All right. So tell me this. Oh, I'll let Mike talk, and then we'll talk about the scenarios. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I'm the most hated Miami Dolphin fan on TikTok, and everybody, like even Dolphin fans, like, bro, you just need to give up because Mike McDaniel.
I love my haters. I hope you love your haters, Mike. Go ahead. Sorry.
Like, it was like, you just need to give up on my aim. I was like, my daddy was fighting. Look, this is what I said. When my daddy was fighting cancer, my daddy told me, don't never give up. So, like, I told that to this Dolphin fan. He been a Dolphin fan since the 70s. He was like, man, I just can't. I can't take this no more. And I was like, man, bro. He come in my life every day and talk to me. He was like, so he was like, Mike. He said, so when Tua come back, I want you to have that same energy. I was like, well, I'm gonna have the same energy when Tua come back. Then so yesterday, he was like, man, I want to apologize to you. I was like, no, you ain't gotta apologize. I said, we just gotta keep the same energy, 1 week at a time. We got New England this week. Like,
right? It's not an automatic win, but it's a team we can definitely beat. Go ahead and give us the scenarios, man. Tom, you there?
Yeah, I'm just looking up that answer.
Do your thing, man. As far as
so the schedule, I just want to know because it's bothering me. But the schedule for the teams in front of us, honestly, the one team that's really
because we got
screwing us
3
this
ahead of
year,
us, right? And what are the scenarios? We got
two
Broncos, Colts,
two
and who
teams
else?
ahead of us. Just the Broncos
2
and
teams.
Colts
All
ahead
right.
of us. The Broncos have a cupcake schedule. The next 3 games for them are the Raiders, the Browns, and the Colts. I mean, the Colts, that's like a lose-lose situation for us, but by then, maybe the Colts will lose before then, and it won't matter. But their
I
last
thought
3
the Jets
games are
was going.
very
Hey, look, I
difficult.
thought the Jets was going to win on Sunday, but I guess not.
I mean, that would have helped us.
Oh my
but
God, what
they
a
can't
terrible
do shit
loss for
right.
them.
Yeah.
So their next 3 are
And
their next 3 are easy, and their
somebody
last 3
got
are really hard.
fired. Somebody got fired.
Yeah, GM Joe Douglas. Who else is going to get the axe for Aaron Rodgers?
All because the Jets were screaming Super Bowl just because of the name Rodgers, and we were calling him Old Man Rodgers, and he's living up to that name, baby. Holy moly, he is.
Look, I
What a
told
hot
my
mess.
friend here, a Jet fan, right? I said, Aaron Rodgers going to go to the Minnesota Vikings. It's going to be Brett Favre point. He was like,
2.0, it's
why you
possible.
got to keep, he said, why you got to keep saying that for, bro? I said, either Brett Favre, either Aaron Rodgers going to go to the Cowboys. He said, man, fuck you on that one. I was like, I said, he going to leave. Trust and believe. Aaron Rodgers is not going to.
He wants to play one more, but the Jets owe him $50 million no matter what, with no contract in tow. So the ideal situation for them to save face, if they want to let him play one more, which is, I don't know, it's a lose-lose situation, but you could sign him to a 1-year deal and kind of try to like save yourself some of that money that you owe him. It's $49 million dead cap space because they didn't put insurance on last year's deal, and he got a signing bonus in order for them to sign players like that he asked for: Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, whatever. You know what I mean? Those type of guys. They still got to pay Adams if they're going to retain him too.
Yeah.
I want to say this right now. I want to give this man some love. His name is Jordan Brooks. Jordan Brooks right now is doing really well. 616 snaps. That's a team high, by the way. That's a team high. 63 tackles, which is 10th. 1 sack, 10 hurries, which is 4th. 8% missed tackle rate, which is 10th. 3 pass breakups, which is 2nd. 67.7 overall grade, which is 14th for his position. His run grade, 78.5 run grade or run defense grade, which is 10th. What are your thoughts on Jordan Brooks, Johnny? Let's go to Matt. What do you think on Jordan Brooks, Matt? We'll get to you.
No, I love that signing. As soon as they signed Jordan Brooks, and we knew it was going to replace Jerome Baker, and we knew that as much as we all love Jerome Baker, it was a huge upgrade immediately. So Jordan Brooks is playing great. The problem is trying to find somebody to play alongside him with some consistency. Anthony Walker started the last couple games. I feel like he's played pretty good, but he has his faults sometimes. He doesn't have the lateral speed that some of these other guys have had. But anything's better than having Duke Riley out there taking meaningful snaps. So let's hope for Anthony Walker, and then hope for maybe Dodson can get up to speed, and maybe he can contribute at the linebacker position too from Seattle. So, but yeah, Jordan Brooks has been awesome, man. I'm very happy with the way he's performed.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's in on every other tackle, and if he's not making a tackle, he's right there.
He got to learn how to catch the ball, though. He should have had a pick.
Well, that's why he plays defense.
He probably can catch the ball better than what's the safety? Poirier? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We want him to play better, man, up to what we're paying him. He's not doing too well, just like Julian Hill. But another person that is like we've been waiting, this rookie man that we've been waiting for like a light bulb to go off is a man.
I don't get it.
He's a man that we got a nickname. We got a nickname for him, man. His name is Chop 'em Up Robinson. That's what I call him. I don't know if y'all want to go with that, but that's me. Chop 'em Up Robinson is I mean, he's only one of 5 players, according to Pro Football Players, that has, here we go, in 3 games this month, Robinson has recorded 2 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and 15 pressures. He's only one of 5 players that recorded more pressures in the last 3 weeks. The others is Thule, Jeffrey Simmons, Trey Hendrickson, Jared Verse, and Kyle Van Noy. Why the hell did we let Kyle Van Noy go? Golly. That guy's
was
still
old.
balling.
Flores
That's
didn't
still
like him.
balling, bro.
That's a
Went
Brian
to
Flores
assistant at Pitts,
question.
and Flores didn't like him. He just didn't like him at all. He hated him.
I can't believe
Yeah.
Tua made it through that too. All the crap he went through, but that's another story. His rate of recording of pressure on 23.9% of his rushes is best in the NFL among players who have more than 40 pass rush snaps in the last 3 weeks. Shit, I gotta say that again. His rate of recording of pressure on 23.9% of his rushes is best in the NFL among players who have more than 40 rushing snaps in the last 3 weeks. Chop him up Robinson is heating up, baby, right at the right time. Anybody else want to talk about chop him up? You wanna start this time, Tom?
Sure. But like it was like what we said, Matt, with Chop. We like the first step, the speed on the first step, the movement's great. The only thing with him was that he needed to learn to contain the edge and not lay all of his weight forward where they're just going to throw him down. You saw it happen a lot in the Bills game where Deion Dawkins used his longer arms than Chop's, a little short on the arms, and his technique, where Chop's technique's been getting better and better and better. It would be almost coincidentally funny if Chop ended up doing what Jalen Phillips did. First 9-10 games of his career, he had 2 sacks. The 2 sacks came in week 6 and 8, and then all of a sudden, between week 11 and 14, he had 6.5 sacks to finish here with about 9, I think, 8.5, 9. So it'd be nice if we can get that type of production for him. But real quick on Brooks, if you look,
Sir.
all of our linebacker core is significantly better when we have Campbell and Sealer together. Sealer does so much up front to help open these lanes. So even on these double teams, these guys can't get to the second level because he's causing so much disruption. And their stunts have been great. That's helping everybody out. But yeah, Chop's
Yeah, I
been
love
great. He's
Calais
getting better
Campbell.
and better and better. And I hope he continues to get better. And that's all I have to say about Chop.
I love Calais Campbell. I hope he don't retire. Hope he come back and play for the Dolphins one more year.
Right. So we got some people that are wanting to comment. Of course, Rudolph says we got a ways to go, but there is a possibility. If not, beers are still there for the drinking.
I like the way you think of it.
Peter, 9 or 8. And I will have a drink with him next time. I'm sorry, man. I came up to Rudolph, man. I took a picture, man, and I didn't stay long enough to hang out with you, man. And I'll do that next time. Have a beer with you, man, and chill out with you for longer than the minute that we spent, man. Next game, Brian or Peter says 9 or 8. We know it, brother. You cannot lose 9 games, man, and think you're gonna make these playoffs this year. I don't even know if we can make it in at 9 wins, but he says 9 or 8 is better. Isn't bad either, regardless of making the playoffs. Should make this the 5th straight winning season. Boy, he's right. Think about it. We made back-to-back playoffs. We did have a 10-win season with Flores. The year before that, wasn't it 9 games or 8? That was still a winning season back then, or 8 and 8 was considered a winning season when it was 16 games, or what?
9 and 8.
It was 9 and 8, and then 10 and 7 under Flores the last 2 years.
Yep.
We ain't getting the playoffs with Flores though. That's all
We
I'm
got to
saying.
think. So just look at it.
And that's
So the
all I'm
Broncos
gonna
are
say. You
6
had
and
a
5
winning
right
record
now.
though.
Do you see more than 3 losses between these 6 teams? Broncos play the Raiders, the Browns, the Colts, the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Chiefs.
That's 2 right there, man. If they lose to the Chargers, it's pretty damn good, man.
The Raiders gonna beat them, bro. I think the Raiders gonna beat them.
Their interdivisional games are always close. I think the possibility would be the Chargers, the Bengals.
Well, how many games
Chiefs.
were back of the Broncos in the 7th spot? We're 2 games back or 1? 2?
There's
2 full
6
games.
and 5, and we're 4
What
and
if we
6.
tie them? We win the tiebreaker against the Broncos? I don't even know about that yet, but
It's too early for that.
Too early. Yeah. I mean,
Broncos, that's for sure. I mean,
we'll
the
wait till we
Bengals,
get to
that's for sure.
December.
Yeah.
All right. So y'all know that we are. Well, let me get with Brian real quick. Brian, Jara or Hara? I don't know, English or Spanish. All right, so the Fin it's probably Jara. The Finns going to go on a win streak and make the playoffs. Mark it down, bro. I'm with you, brother. Everybody with you, man. You making the playoffs, man? I hope so, man. But you know, the Dolphins always let us down, man. At the end of the season, that's why we're always like on our tippy toes. You know what I mean? Rudolph says it's cool, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, man. Like I said, I should have
I don't
spent
think
more
the
time,
Dolphins
man. I know
gonna let
you're
us
a cool
down
guy.
this year, 'cause guess
I
what?
should have done.
We're
George
typically
says
not
I'll drink to
healthy.
that. Rudolph.
We're typically not healthy in December either. If we can get Chubb back in the next 2 weeks and have him
Oh
last
yeah.
6 to 8 games healthy,
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Chubb's
win.
and the return of Isaiah Wynn. And we'll start with you. Let me read this last comment. I think we only have one game to give, and that's it. We are one game. Rudolph would put us at 10 wins because we only got 6 losses. It'd be 10-7. That's automatically that 7th wild card spot. In my pick, that's locked in. So we do got wiggle room with 2 losses at 9-8. But yeah, man, I would love 10 wins, dude. I would love it. All right. Sorry, Tom, man. Go ahead. We'll go and talk, and we'll all get through a round table so everybody gets to talk. That's why I like doing my show. Let's talk about Chubbs and Wynn. Go ahead, Tom.
Let John start.
Who?
Let John start.
All right, John. Yeah. Go ahead, John. Let's talk about Chubbs and Isaiah Wynn and any other injured people that we're getting back, Tom, or is that it, or John? These are the 2 that we're waiting on.
Those are the big 2. Is Wynn and Chubb, and yeah, I'm still not convinced we're going to see Chubb. If we get to 6-6, maybe they'll activate him and go on a
Give him 5 plays, bro. I'm still wearisome about what happened to damn Phillips, man. Sorry, I'll let y'all talk.
No, and I get that. It's bringing in the other linebacker, like Matt said. Hopefully he can learn a system and get in there and give us some production. The one thing, and then Tom's talking about the schedule. The one thing that I'm concerned about is the tiebreaker with Indy because they beat us. They hold a tiebreaker. We end up with the same record, and that could cost us because we lost that game 16-10 after leading 10-0.
And they only have one hard game on their schedule left, to be honest with you. They get the Lions this week. Pats, Broncos obviously is a big one. Titans, Giants, Jags to finish the year. That's like the best scenario you could have to finish the season.
But every time the Colts play the Jags, they always end up. That's their rivalry.
Yeah, division, so it's definitely possible. And the Indy screwed the Jags last year on the last play of the game that held the Jags out of the playoffs. So it would be fitting if the Jags can muster a thing to screw them over.
It's frustrating to me that we couldn't hold on and win that Colts game because honestly, I don't think the Colts are very good.
No.
They've gone back and forth between AR and Flacco, and now they're back to AR. And Richardson's got all kinds of playmaking ability. He's just not a very good quarterback. So they've had their issues too. So it pains me to know that they got the tiebreaker on us. So we need help. And like you just alluded to, their schedule couldn't probably be any easier as far as us go. If we don't take care of our own business, I guess it really doesn't matter anyway. But in order to go 10-7, we've got to obviously win the games that we'll be favored in. But the Green Bay, the San Francisco, San Francisco is going to be a close one as far as like who's favored because we'll get home field.
Thank God we're at home.
It also depends. By then, they might be they're decimated right now. By then, it could be good or bad for them, whether they need time to get healthy or they're just screwed on some guys.
At Green Bay, will probably be a slight underdog, 2 or 3 points. And then at Houston, I'm sure we'll probably be a 4 or 5 point underdog at that point. So we have to take 2 out of those 3 there on top of sweeping the Jets, beating Cleveland, beating New England to finish at 10-7. And at 10-7, I feel pretty good. No matter what everybody else does, I feel 10-7 gets you in. I think everything else will shake itself out.
Hey, we lost.
Free fall. The Ravens are in a free fall right now as well. They can't figure out. Oh my goodness! And C.J. Stroud hasn't been good. Their defense won them that game last night. He had no passing touchdowns.
Their defense and Joe Mixon.
Facts.
Yeah, that's all that, man.
He's just playing mad. Like, you toss me away for a bag of potato chips, and this is what you're going to get, Cincy. They wanted to see what Chase Brown had, but they could have used the two of them together.
Well,
Sheesh.
before we get any farther, I know this is a Dolphin show, but
no,
I
let's
live
talk
in
about it. We're
Allen,
gonna do a segment right now for the next 10 minutes talking about the NFL because I want to talk about the stinking Jets a little bit more, and I want to talk about the Lions being ranked number 1 over Kansas City, which is shocking to me right now. I'm looking at it, I'm like, wait, what? Did they switch them out? Because the NFL is pointing the Lions as number 1 in the power ranking. I'm like, what?
I mean, they're beating teams by 50.
Kansas City number 2. So let's start with that. Let's go. Who wants to start it off, man? You want me to start it off?
Well,
okay.
Let me hit on the Cincinnati thing real quick because since I'm an hour north of Cincinnati, no matter what's going on with the Dolphins and how good we're doing, how bad we're doing, things could always be worse. Okay, Joe Burrow is leading the league in passing and touchdowns. Jamar Chase is leading the league in yards and touchdowns, and they got the leading sack getter in Trey Hendrickson, and they are an absolute shit show right now. And Bengals fans are panicking because you've given the money to Burrow. T. Higgins is going to be gone free agency. They haven't signed him. They haven't signed Jamar Chase to his long-term contract. And every time he catches a touchdown, his price just keeps going up and up and up. The Bengals aren't going to pay that. So the Bengals fans around here are talking about possibly another partial rebuild around Joe Burrow with all new receivers. They need to go out all new defense. Like it's bad. Things are not good in Cincinnati right now.
They gotta find a way to get Chase. It'd be so bad. Like they screwed themselves by not giving him the deal. When CD signed his deal, that hurt him. He's gonna get more than $35 million, especially with the cap going up and how he's playing, even on a bad team.
Go ahead, Mike.
So Matt, I know this Bengal fan. He come in my live all the time, right? I say, we got applications open to come to Miami. He talk about I might as well come to Miami. My mama like tour. I was like, you might as well. You talking about?
I really feel sorry because I really like Joe Burrow. I think he's a great player, and he does it the right way. You don't hear any crap off the field about Joe Burrow, but they are really wasting his talent right now by not giving him a good defense to try to keep him in game. I mean, this guy's leading the league in passing and touchdowns.
The other problem with Cincy, Matt, is why do they always start like 1-3, 1-4 in fucking September? Like it is crazy.
And that goes back to their coaching staff and the way they approach their preseason.
I'm about to say Zach Taylor.
Their starters historically their starters barely play in the preseason. This year they tried something different. They got Burrow in there week 1, but I just, to not have your team prepared at the beginning of the year and always historically get started slow is just it's not an excuse anymore. Like you have to be prepared.
And then his play calling is weird. Like it's almost like he doesn't know how to win a game, like especially early. Like they're not even focusing on their key players. Like they're trying to use the 7 different tight end philosophy like Green Bay.
Well, the rumors are Zach Taylor may not survive this season.
Oh wow!
I don't think he does either.
And a name that keeps popping up around here is Mike Vrabel.
And that's crazy, man. They were like one game away, or they actually went to the Super Bowl, didn't they?
Yeah,
2020 lost.
Crazy, man. Unbelievable, man. That's crazy, man. And now they're going to fire the coach that took you to the Super Bowl. Wow, that's crazy. The NFL stands for not for long. We're going to get away from the Bengals now. The Jets suck.
That was the rookie year for Burrow, basically, because he tore his ACL in his actual rookie year.
Man, let's talk about the Jaguars. How many of you Dolphins wanted that Jaguars coach, man? Doug Henderson? Wasn't we all wanting that guy? Look at the mess that he brought to the Jaguars.
You talking about
I don't know if I
Peterson?
blame him for the
Peterson, or whatever your name. Whatever the coach's name in the Jags, bro. That was a mess over there.
Super Bowl in Philly with Nick Foles.
That's bad.
Hey, I'll take Mike McDaniels all day.
I mean, we're like always like, here's Dolphins, man. We don't suck, and we're not elite because we're always stuck in the middle. In the middle of the NFL, always right there where you can't draft shit. You can't, you're always 7, 8, 9 wins.
And the NFL don't like the Miami Dolphins. too. I'm just putting it out there.
They really don't. They like using our facilities for the Super Bowls and national championships and concerts and boxing and shit, but they just do not like our team. They don't want to market the Dolphins. It's really
Look
weird.
at that. Same old Bengals. Same old bungles. Same old bungles. Yeah, they're back. The
You know who else
Jets
is
are
gonna get
doomed.
fired?
They can't attract
Mike
any good
McCarthy.
coaches.
Mike
I like
McCarthy's
that,
gonna
Peter.
get fired too.
Oh yeah,
Over in
hey.
Dallas. He's got to go.
I heard they said they might get Deion Sanders. I was like, boy.
Deion pushed back on it, said he's not leaving at least until his contract's done. But yeah, I heard that too. I could see them doing Belichick maybe. They would be good for
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you.
I would go
I'ma
after
tell you.
Belichick. Why not? You're the Jets. Just keep on fucking up. Bring
Another
it.
name that's been thrown around a lot is Dan Lanning from Oregon, as well as Kirby Smart from Georgia. But Kirby doesn't want to leave either, per se.
Well, shoot. Y'all want to get back to some Dolphins? Anybody else want to talk about some NFL stuff, man? All right, Dolphins. Go ahead, Johnny.
You brought up that the Lions are ranked number 1. Yeah,
yes,
they're
sir.
the best
Talk
team.
about it.
They're the best team in football right now.
And who was the coach? Who coached us back in the days? Right now,
he wasn't ready. Dan Campbell. He wasn't ready to be
he was not ready back then.
It's great to say that, but he was an interim coach. He wasn't ready to be a head coach.
Whoever that is, that's incredible. The job, what he's done, man. There, holy moly!
Oh, absolutely.
These went from.
He's grown up now being a head coach.
Lions ever had one loss at this point in their history?
Last year.
Go ahead, John.
But they're the most well-rounded team in football right now. That's why they're the number 1 ranked team. I get Kansas City was undefeated until this week. Lions were still better than them.
They do run offense and defense the same. I mean, or like they run and throw at the same level too. They balance that good. I ain't seen them play. Like I don't.
You got to think like Kansas City's success comes from when they need to play. Pat gives them a play, and on defense, when they need to play, it's been Chris Jones pressuring the quarterback, causing an errant pass that's picked off by Snead last year. McDuffie's made a lot of plays. Like Veach has been great too. The GM for Kansas City. He came from the Eagles with Andy Reid. He was his assistant when he was 15 years old, and it was with Andy Reid for like 10 years. And then he went over and he's doing his thing with Kansas City. But like John said, they're just very complete. They're such a deep team, Detroit. Like even with missing Aiden,
they're kicking ass and taking names, bro. Is what they doing, man. That's
top 5 pressure quarterback, hitter, sack specialist, leader, gone on a broken leg, and they haven't missed a beat. The one injury that might give them a little readjustment, which they can because Aaron Glenn's been great for them too, former player. He's their secondary coach. I don't know if he's DC yet or not, but he's coach of the secondary. He'll go to their 4 or 5 shell secondary. They lost Alex Anzalone for 6 to 8 weeks. He looks like Van Ginkel or Thor. He's their middle linebacker, and he's all over the damn place. But they
hold on one second. Look, hold on one second. There's a guy right here, Keith Lamb. Oh, hey, I've been waiting on you, bro. Look, you want a Finn's price pack, bro. Text me your damn address, bro. I went to the post office earlier and gave I'm behind a little bit, so I caught up, right? So I get my week 5, 7, 8, 9, all these winners mailed out. And Keith Lamb, bro, give me your address when you get a chance. Message it to me. You get your Finn's price pack. Thank you for being on the show, and I'm glad that you won. Georgia did beat the Vols this season. He's a Georgia Bulldog fan, and sometimes you got to take it, bro. I mean, I take my losses. The Bills own us. Georgia Bulldogs on the Vols. That's how it goes in sports, But anyway, sorry. We'll get back to the show. Anyways,
I think he's not going to go anywhere either. But that was the rumor that maybe Jerry Jones can throw enough money at him that he would leave.
Dallas is a mess too. Golly, bro. They haven't won a game in their stadium this season. Is that true?
Yeah. No.
They lost the Packers. The Packers.
It's the worst season in 20 years, bro. Their own quarterback said we suck on camera, bro. Who does that?
My brother-in-law
Jones about to lose all his hair. And Jerry Jones gonna be bald headed at the end of the season, y'all.
My brother-in-law sent me a graphic today put out by the NFL. It shows playoff chances for all the teams, and it shows the Dallas Cowboys have a 0.1% to make the playoffs. And my brother-in-law sent me the gift from like Dumb and Dumber with Jim Carrey's going, so you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah.
It's like they were in the South because
all right, man. We've had 15 minutes of NFL talk. We gotta get back to this Dolphins show, baby. I got the 5th highest grade. players on offense. I got the 5th highest players on defense. I ain't got no more beers, damn it. That's all right. And I got the 5th best ranked players on defense as well. You want to start with offense? Let's do a round table. Let's go. Back to the Dolphins, and then we'll get to some more talk about the upcoming game. But number 1, Beastman, Ron Armstead, 84.0. I'm sorry we talk bad about you when you're hurt. It's fucking football. We should know better. We fucking know better, but we don't because it's social media. I'm sorry, Armstead. You're the best damn O lineman on our team. I think you're a top 5 in the NFL, if not the best. You ball when you play, bro. I love you so much. Anybody else want to talk about Armstead?
Yeah, Armstead is a beast. Like I be saying, I take a 20% of Teron Armstead any day.
So,
I think what's crazy is that. Go ahead. Sorry,
Pedro. I don't think anybody actually talked bad about Armstead. It's just the fact he couldn't stay on the field. And this year he stayed on the field. So there's really not much to say. The guy's a beast. He's out there now. I will tell you, I was at the game Sunday. At one point, he was playing with his left shoulder. So we're going to find out come Wednesday whether he's got an injury to that shoulder or not.
He ain't got to play against no New England. We're good. He ain't got to play. You better sit that, man.
Well, think about it. He's important with Jackson out because then you're trusting that Paul's going to be ready. He's still learning and he's super raw. You don't have another backup swing. Think about it. Keon Smith tore his ACL in the second preseason game, I want to say.
A hurt Armstead and a hurt Tyreek is better than anybody else's damn freaking starter.
No, John, I think that he heard it like 3 weeks ago, honestly, John. I think he heard it in the who did we play before the Colts? The Bills?
Yeah, we played the Bills.
I think he heard it in the Bills game. He's been wearing like one of those big shoulder things.
Yeah, well, you could actually see where like he was moving his arm and trying to put his hand inside his shirt, and I don't know if he did something to the shoulder, if he re-aggravated it, but he was still on the field while he was doing it. So you could see it. I was watching. I'm like, oh, come on, bud. But he did come back in and play. So I really don't think even with social media, Pedro, that people were so much bad mouthing Armstead. It's just the fact that these nagging injuries, he gets these little things, and
they do the thing to him, man, about his availability. We get it, man. The concussion thing. We get it. We get the.
A lot of his stuff too is like little shit that was like, oh yeah, he's day to day, and then it ended up being he needed a cart to come off training facility like last year, and he missed 3 games. Then he gets poked in the eye, like it's little shit. Like you're right, John. It's like little ticky tacky stuff that's just frustrating yourself. It's like, bro. You're too big and too important. You're just like Tua. You're the anchor on the line. You're the coach on the field. Tua, you're the general. You're the point guard. You're too important for this shit.
Your turn, Matt. I want you to add Tyreek Hill's number 2, 76.6. Armstead and Hill. Go.
No, I mean, we were so used to Tyreek Hill with the big plays and the gaudy numbers. And right now we're seeing what Tyreek Hill offers to this team when we're spreading the ball around. So he had 7 catches for 61 yards. But the touchdown catch, touchdown catch was impressive to me because the first, Tua got a little under pressure there, had to roll out of the pocket, and Tyreek worked all the way back to the other side of the end zone and kept working for him and angled towards the pylon. Where a lot of guys would try to run to the backside of the pylon and try to make that. He ran to the front of the pylon in front of the defenders. And Tua put on a rope, and it was just impressive the way he worked that route to give Tua a chance to complete that pass. So, no matter what, man, Tyreek's out there working his ass off, and he's playing hurt too. And I just take my hat off to Tyreek. He's got a wrist, he's got a foot, but he's still out there running plays. He's out there blocking. And
it was the police.
He's not a selfish player.
It was the police that did it.
Did any of you guys see?
It was the popo. Re-aggravated it.
Any of you guys see Hill's last 2 interviews? Two interviews ago, he said he would cut his wrist off as long as he could be out there and play. His last interview, he said this year he feels like more of a complete player because of his wide receiver coach has taught him more on blocking and helping the other guys when he's not in the play call. So he said he feels like more of a complete player this year.
I like
Yeah,
that. I like
he
that,
basically
Johnny. Yeah,
alludes to the
man.
fact that we've been talking about, John, that he's even when he's hurt, he's a decoy. He's so important to opening up the entire field. And I want to touch on one thing that Matt, you were talking about. When they run that too high safety and they're trying to stop the deep passes,
Oh,
the
we ain't
best
talked
play
about
we
that
could
too high
do,
safety defense all show. Keep
which is
going.
the league is a copycat league, and everyone's doing it to clog the middle. And if you don't have balance and you can't run the ball,
Are you stop
interior or
wobbling,
toss,
Tyreek?
it's just going to be a shit show. But the way
Yup.
we've been kind of battling that has been huge with Jonnu, as well as even Waddle with his like minimal usage,
Do a
whatever
Tom
targets.
Brady, dink and dunk, baby. Sorry, just had to say that.
Exactly. Well, that's what I was going to finish with. But that route that's like instead of going fly route sevens to the end zone like Tyreek usually does, or over the top and in, they're going 11 to 15 yards and then right to the sideline, which is to his perfect accuracy. That's like one of his best passes. The back shoulder going out of bounds on the sidelines where the hash is. That's the way to do it. If you can get a couple of them, then it opens that slant back up to make one of them go. Where we talked about, John, they're not shedding picks. They started switching a lot more, and the adjustments were starting to be made. If you get pressure, it helps the back end of the secondary, which helps the linebackers cover these guys in the flats in these zones. It's all systematic. If you have no pass rush, you're going to have receivers and corners and safeties having to cover these guys for 6 seconds. If you have no pressure from the linebackers or the run, they're going to use the holes. Like it's just a keep tinkering. And I think what Mike and what Pedro you're alluding to is Mike last year and the year before was trying to, pretty much push the agenda and hit the naysayers that Tua can go deep, Tyreek can do this, Waddle can do this. And now he's more the fact that, look, let's just play ball. And Tua's kind of, I think, reeled in Mike a little bit and letting Tua have more vocal capabilities. You saw a few of those audibles that he did, and he's changing the plays. And he's walking right over to Mike, like, look, this is what we're doing. But Mike has gotten better the last 3 games because he's adapting and listening to what these guys are doing and seeing on the field rather than, well, it should work. It should work. Let's just keep doing it. But yeah, those are just my thoughts on that.
Now it's Mike Sherrod's turn. We're going to add Devon Chan with 75.7. I want you to talk about him and add on. Go ahead. Number 4 is Jonnu Smith as well. So talk about Devon Chan, the running and the tight end.
So
my bad, Mike. I try to touch on something from everybody. My bad, Mike.
So I'll call Mr. A-Chain Choo-Choo. You got to get Choo-Choo the ball on TikTok. That's what I'll call him. Choo-Choo. So, like, this is how I feel. They doing what they got to do with A-Chain. Like, they can motion him out to the outfield. I said to the outfield, into the flats. Then it's all go for like I like how they using Jonnu Smith now. For real, like the way he
tight end. We got a Gazicki, baby. We got a Gazicki. Well,
we lost Matt.
Yeah,
he'll
but
be back. I'll see him pop up. Go ahead, Mike.
I like what Mike McDaniel is doing. Like how he using our running backs still. How he got the running backs out as the wide receivers. Like they fast. They fast. So you might as well. H.A. can catch the ball. Moster, right?
Yeah. It's weird how Mostert's now the third running back. So now it's the bottom 5 on offense. Jalen Wright graded number 5 at it says 53.9. The number 1 is a 45.4. So I guess the lower the number, the better the score. I guess these are the bottom 5. So Robert Jones, number 1, the left guard. 45.4. Aaron Brewer had a bad game. Wow, that's unusual. He's been balling out. Wow. Hey, thank God it was against the Raiders and not against Green Bay. You better show up against Green Bay.
It's what we were talking about earlier, Pedro. It's the pass. Their pass blocking isn't great, or vice versa. Their run blocking isn't great. Their
run blocking wasn't great.
So it's like if he gets an 80 and a 20, it's like that's what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right. The tight ends, Durham Smythe and Julian Hill ranked at the bottom. And Wright, like you said, yeah, you're right. The running back Wright, where yeah, you just said it. Yeah, he can't get nowhere. He can't get no running because when he comes out in the play, what do you say, Tom? When he comes out, everybody knows, oh, it's Jalen Wright. He's going to run the ball.
He's going to run the ball. He doesn't use him in decoy. He should be using him in 22 personnel.
When certain players come out, I hate that because then they know it's either going to be a run play or a damn pass play based on that damn player.
And that's what I was
You
going to
know
say.
who we've
That's the
been
one
missing
thing
for these
Mike
last
needs to
couple of
improve
weeks?
on.
Yep.
We've been missing Allen Ingle.
Oh,
It's been
yeah,
hard.
Back too.
most definitely.
Ooh, good
The other
point,
thing,
Mike.
the other
We
thing
ain't
that
talked
Mike's
about
been
him.
doing
What's
weird.
wrong with him?
I don't know. We're hoping he's back this week. The other thing that Mike has been doing weird with Wright is that instead of getting him on the outside and in space, even if it's like like we're saying, if it's a decoy and he's not running, they're having him try to
Oh,
run through the
Matt's gone
tackles.
too. Hey, thanks, Matt, for
Matt said he
joining,
had
man.
to take a phone call. He'll be back. Matt will be back. Now we lost Pedro.
I see you got that. I see you got that Duke shirt on over there.
Oh, you know, babe, you like Duke too. I forget.
Yeah, you got it. Hey, I ain't trying to talk about when we lost to Kansas. We lost to Kentucky and my
We
uncles.
blew that game late. We're young. We'll be fine. Who do you like for basketball, NBA? I think that's where we're different.
The Miami Heat.
Yeah, that's where we're different. I like the Knicks. I was gonna say we have one team that we don't like.
Rivals, baby. Yeah.
It's all right. No, that's
And
cool.
now the Knicks are actually better than the Heat, man, Mike. Let me tell you, I
they're
can't wait till
figuring
we
it out.
play each other. So at least I
trying to
got a
figure it
shot
out.
at beating them, either my house or their house. But you know how it goes. We'll see.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out. Mike, are you
We're
going
not
to
that
the
strong,
Jets game
bro,
this year?
Mike. You know, it's fucking a mess.
Are
We're
you going
not
to the
like
Jets
it's
game
not.
this
We don't
year,
have a
Mike?
young Butler no more. You know.
You said
Up our way.
See, I don't know because I'm supposed to. I started
2020
therapy.
Butler. We don't have a 2021
I
Butler.
started therapy. I started physical therapy on my for my back.
Right.
Then I got to finish physical therapy. I was supposed to have back surgery. Well, Hopeland with physical therapy.
Just let us know. Just let us know. I know that John's going, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
I'm going. So but obviously I don't know why I even asked. But yeah, just let us know if you go because it'll be good to see you again.
We got 9 minutes left to 9 o'clock, man, to end the show, man. And of course, thanks, Matt Mahaffey, for coming on, man. I'm glad. Like I said, anytime you want to get off, you get off the show anytime you want. You don't have to say nothing, man.
Matt sent a message, Pedro, saying he got a call to come in.
Yeah, no worries, man. You got to take it, man. Yeah, that's cool. I'll get the message eventually, but we'll finish off with the defense, the worst and best players, and then we'll call it a night, man. As far as the worst, we got, or the best, we got Robinson, Quentin Bell, Anthony Walker Jr., Benito Jones in that list, the defensive lineman, and Zach Sealer's balling out since he's been back. Keep that freaking face shield on, Zach. The whole damn season, bro. Don't freaking mess with it, because my girl on WWE, man, she back too, man. She got that face guard, boy, because she broke an orbital bone too. And her name is Mommy. I miss Mommy on WWE, man. If you don't know who Mommy is, she's a badass Australian professional wrestler. So
smoke show. I know that for a fact.
What, Mike? What? Who you like? Who's your female champion? You like
I like Liv Morgan, but I like the Wyatts though.
I'm talking about female wrestling. I'm talking about female wrestlers.
Liv?
I said
Yeah,
Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan.
Yeah.
She's a hottie. Hey, I follow her on TikTok.
She got a tall, tough
real quick
Latina next to her, don't she? You know, and
Pedro, real quick, the index I got to go too. Keys to the game for this week are
all right.
You got to contain.
Yeah, let's do that. Close the show.
Ramondre Stevenson,
Patriots.
Antonio Gibson. Don't let Drake May use his athleticism to create. If we stop the run and we put pressure, I think we'll be just fine on that aspect. As for our offense, kind of keep doing what you're doing. Be balanced. Pound the rock. Take your chances when they're there. Take what the defense is giving you. They're giving you these 7-5 yards. Just make every third down less. If you look at it, he's the last 2 weeks, 2 games. He's 20 for 25 on third down. You see him rolling out of the pocket. He's rolled out of the pocket, created one thing. Tua played pretty much near perfect. The one thing for Tua is learn to throw the ball away and live another day when you can. It's just certain times when he steps up in the pocket and they're coming. He literally was in the middle of 4 defenders and had nowhere to go with it the one time. And then ball security. And that's more of the times I feel like it's when it's under center because they're not used to doing under center. They don't do it that much. But you saw what the success was early on the first drive. We saw 2 things that we've all been banging the table for: run pass option and bootleg. It opens up everything. And even on that touchdown for Tyreek, Tua probably could have taken off too. Like he had the lane to score, but when he saw him moving along,
that's what I said. When I said run to it. Then I seen Tyreek. I said no, because them defensive ends was probably trying to take Tua head off. I'm like, run to it.
The only thing I would like to see a little bit more of is what they did early. Like you went to Waddle on the routes I'm talking about, like up and out, right to the sidelines. You hit him twice, 2 of them, 47 yards. You fucked me for the game, said he had over 50 for the whole game, but then you never looked his way again. Just once. We got the penalty, which was huge late, that extended drive on that 97-yarder. Jalen Ramsey, X factor all over the place. I like how he's dropping down and being in the run a lot, helps him run defense a lot. And like you said, I hope we see Dodson. It's kind of crazy that we have like 3 starters from the Seahawks defense last year that was a top 10 defense: Dodson, Brooks, and Bauer.
Mm-hmm.
But
you want to answer that? You want to answer that question, Johnny? That's up on the screen.
More than likely it'll be a fourth. The NFL, they go through everything at the end of the year, and there's a certain scale they use, but yeah, more than likely it will be a fourth.
The Gink could become a third potentially because of the way he's playing. That would help.
Yes,
and yes, Tua, so don't run. Be Dan Marino. We know you're trying to be an athlete, but you don't have to be. Just be a quarterback. Be a quarterback. Don't be
taking off. He just has to be smart. He has to be smart when he does.
Smart.
Like look at the last 2 games we saw on prime times. Essentially,
learn from your mistakes.
The Chiefs and Bills game, right down the middle. The Chargers game, both quarterbacks took off at different times. The middle of the field opened up for both of them. Just recognize when they're in cover 2, that high safety, and you have slants going left, and the whole flow is going left with a decoy running back. That middle and right of the field is going to be like Moses parting the Red Sea. Just be smart, dive, slide. Do not put your fucking head first on tackles. Don't lower it. Even the one we were criticizing where you did lower, it actually didn't look as bad on replay. But in the moment, all of our heads and hearts were like, "Oh my god, dude, what is wrong with you?"
Yeah, that's oh shit.
Don't take that chance. Keep your head up. Push him out of bounds. Right. If you're going to do anything, if you want to hit the ground, just fall down. Just make him jump over you and lose his balance and let somebody else hit him. Don't drop your head. Keep your face mask up.
Or do the more I looked at it, when he went down, he turned his shoulder to try to use shoulder. It just so happened to be that the shin of the interceptor per se kicked him in the head. It just looked bad in real time, like really, really bad. But yeah, if he plays smart and gets out of his own way, if Mike gets out of his own way and uses his brain and the tools of these, Frank Smith is good. Darren Bevel's good. He's going to get opportunities for head coach next year as well. Just listen to your guys that are on the field. Your eyes can tell you what you're seeing. Make the adjustments in game. And the last 3 games he's called have been leaps and bounds better than the first 7 games he called. So I'm hoping that he's learning and adapting like Weaver has been for, 8 of the 10 games so far.
All righty. We got, let's see, Peter. Really. Peter got a question. He says, should we or will we bring back Calais back? I think he's ages. Look, we only paid him $1.5 million. Hell yeah, you bring him back. And man, if he balls out, you pay him more. Shoot, don't let that man walk. Unless he retires, He can retire.
If I'm the GM and Calais even hints that he wants to come back and say, listen, here's $5 million. Do you want it?
We got Kevin Light.
You can make it a 2-year and void the second year so you can spread the money. You want to give him a 2-year, $5 million, it's basically a 1.5 and just void the second year. That's what they did with the current contract for Jordan Brooks and the current contract for Jonnu. Those are 2 other guys we're going to have to bring back. Hollins, in my opinion, is probably gone. He wants to reset the market. He wants more than Antoine Winfield.
Yeah, you ain't balling this year, buddy. You ain't last year's Holland, man. That's the problem.
So you'll hear all these talking heads talk about the potential and the flashes and his age. He's only like 23, 24, 25 going into 25, I think. He was young coming out. He didn't play the COVID year and then got drafted the following season, second round. That's why he went to the second round. The potential's there, but for $21 million a year,
no,
it's not there. I don't see it.
No, not for safety.
The one thing our defense has been missing the whole season has been impact plays, but we're getting that the last few weeks. If we can get more impact plays, we're getting turnovers and stops. We'll be going in the right direction, regardless of how the rest of the season goes.
I wish the Dolphins would have got Michael Hyde instead of Jordan Poyer.
What they're trying to do is. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
I said I wish the Dolphins would have got Michael Hyde instead of Jordan Poyer.
I was banging for Justin Simmons, bro.
Justin Simmons. I forgot about him.
He was the highest paid safety free agent of the 12 free agent safeties, and 3 of them didn't sign until after the season started.
Well, man.
Quandre Diggs got $6 million. Byard got, I think he got 3 or 12. Like, money was not an issue with the safety.
Right, we got to finish the show with our score predictions, man. We got only a minute left, man. So everybody go with their score predictions and say their goodbyes, man. We'll start with our guest, man. Go ahead, Mike Sherrod. What you think the score is going to be this week, man?
New England 0, Miami 1,000. Sanders playing.
Wouldn't that be beautiful?
I think we probably can win like 30-10.
That's a good score prediction, man. Appreciate you being on here, Mike, man. You're more than welcome. I'll send you the link every week. Come when you can, bro. And I'll check you out on TikTok, man. You do your thing on TikTok. Don't worry about the haters. I love my haters. Just like, you got your haters. Everybody got their haters. Trust me. Everybody. It's all good, man. I want to be around the non-haters. How's that? I want to be around the people that want to love and support you.
None of that shit bothers him, Pedro. He's got that Northeast DMV tri-state, the attitude. I had to say both because you showed me around a lot, Mike. You were in Baltimore, then you were in Delaware,
go ahead, Tom.
then you were in PA. I had to say both. Keep doing your thing, bro. Score prediction. The under-over for Vegas is 45.5 right now.
I think we're 7.5 point favorites. Yeah, you said what? The over-under is what? I got to hear it.
45.5 and 7.5 is the spread. I would say that the score based on Vegas always being close and based on what I think, we should have like 27-13 or 31-13, something like that. So I'll go with 30-16 Miami.
Nice, man. Solo, you didn't miss the show. You can always rewatch it the minute the show's over with. You can watch it anytime. You can fast forward it. If you don't like a certain part, you can rewind it, forward it, whatever you want to do. You'll never miss the show because it's on Facebook. It's on social media. Appreciate you being on here, man. We go from 7:30 to 9 o'clock. Martin still for the Raiders, man. Hey, you got to rep your team, bro. You know what I'm saying? I like him, man. He's one of my Raider buddies, man, because I got friends from almost all over the place on Facebook from every team. We love the rivalry, but we don't take nothing personal. It's a love of the sport, not nothing stupid, man. I don't want to be around violent, stupid people, man. You know what I mean? Wesley put a score prediction: Miami 21, New England 15. Let's end the show. It's your turn, Johnny O. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's end it.
Before I give you my prediction, I do want anybody that's on Facebook, our first Fody fan of the year, Ian Berger's in the hospital. He's going through some medical stuff. They've requested videos. So if you can make a quick video or even message him and say, hey, stay strong. Ian, we're thinking of you, brother. Hopefully you get better soon. Hopefully the doctors can do what they're supposed to and things get good for you. And we're all thinking of you. Score prediction 30-13.
Wow.
John, I just hope they figure out what it is. He's been fighting it on and off for the last few months, and he really doesn't let it show.
Well, from what I understand, it's his kidneys.
Okay, that sucks. He's such a good dude, and he's super selfless. And even when he's struggling through all this, he never lets it affect him or let it show. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely think that prayers up to Ian. Too good.
Ian, man, dang, I don't even know what's going on with him. Whatever's going on with him, I hope he gets back with his family. He's a good family man from what I see on Facebook, fan of the year. He's tall like me. I think he's taller than me by 2 inches. What is he, like 6'7", 6'8"?
I don't know how tall he is, but he's big.
I think he's 6'6", right? Bigger guy, yeah. But I'm 6'5". I know he's taller than me. Probably 6'7". Watch, But he's a tall club. Prayers with you, man. I get a check up here in another month, man, or another week or in 7 days. I got to get checked up too. Once you get older.
Is it your 50th or 49?
No, 49. Yeah,
49. I couldn't remember.
Score prediction. I'm gonna say blowout city. I'm gonna say 34 blowout city. 34-17. Finns win, and it should be over with hopefully by the end of the third quarter. One of those games, man. We need some of those because it's crazy. Last year we won the Broncos in 70 points, and it was always. We had a lot of those games. I think 8 games of over 30 points, and we just had our second 30-point game. Was it this game? What was the final score of this game again? I forgot. Anybody remember?
Yeah, they won by 15.
Won by 15, 34-19.
Yep,
34-19. So we scored 32 times in a row, probably, because I think we had to. Was it under 30 over against the Rams? I don't need the score,
under
but
with Rams under 25.
No, Rams,
okay.
yeah, Rams was only 25.
There you go. I was thinking that, yeah, but it's good to know that Tua can put at least over 20 points a game, and he's balling. And good night, everybody.
The
Thank you
good
for
thing
the
about
show.
our team scoring the way we scored this last game, they were
Mhm.
long, sustained drives. Kept them off the field, kept our defense rested and ready to go. 97 yards. That was one of the most impressive drives we've seen this season, if not of the last 2 seasons per se. That one
Right.
is the one versus the Cowboys that was 98, where Tyreek drops a touchdown. Then the next play goes to Waddle. They drive down the field. Yeah. We have the flashes. We have the pieces. We're waiting on a couple other pieces. Injury bug hurts. But if we can go into December, win some games, and get healthy and get a little luck, anything is possible.
I want to play damn Buffalo, man, or Kansas City right off the bat because we put ourselves in this situation. It is what it is, and I don't care. Just get that 7 seed, and if a miracle happens with a 6 seed, even better.
I don't want Kansas City. They're never going to let them lose in the first round. I want
But
Buffalo.
Buffalo, oh, I would love Buffalo. I don't care if it's dang 3 feet of snow, man. Yeah, I don't care. But yeah, I don't want it to be negative. What was it against Kansas City? Negative 20 or something? Negative 30? That's crazy.
You
Crazy.
see that crazy medical thing they said from that 71% people that didn't have, that were exposed for more than 3 hours got hypothermia or what the fuck's it called? Frostbite?
Yeah, there was lots of frost. I heard one finger guy had to get amputated over frostbite. I was like, what? Nah, that's crazy. It's like an urban legend there. Anyways, man, I'm just excited that we're playing a crappy team, but they are going to play us tough because every division game is tough. Even though Tua is undefeated, is he undefeated against the Jets and the Bills both?
Patriots.
No, Jets, New England.
Jets. I think they lost one, right?
Maybe,
Tua.
yeah. But Buffalo,
Tua.
no. But he's only won a couple against Buffalo. Maybe
Patriots,
only one.
Because he didn't play those couple games we lost to the Jets. He's undefeated versus both, I think, at this point.
He's undefeated against both?
I believe so, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't think he's lost the game to the Jets or the Patriots, but the Patriots, yeah, he's got that that on the line, and I think that we'll find a way to win. Are we at home or on the road?
We're home.
We're at home.
Should be at home. 2 games in a row at home, yeah, because we beat them at. So we got to win this game. We're at home, and
win no matter what. Doesn't matter how you get it done. I don't care if it's fucking ugly. If it has to be, just win the game. Win the game. Get out of there healthy and get ready for Thanksgiving Day or night.
Yep.
I can't wait to be there for that one. It's gonna be crazy, dude.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man. We got one more show, but yeah, that Thanksgiving game is gonna be exciting. It's my birthday weekend. If we win that game, it's gonna be awesome. If we lose that game, then my dad lost to the Bills on his birthday, and I lost to the damn
don't even speak
Green Bay in the same season, which is impossible. Never happened to us before in our lives. So
don't even say it. They're gonna win. Don't even say
gotta win that. So it's gonna be an exciting game. Are we Green Bay? Are they flexing that, or we play a 1 o'clock game or an early game or late?
We're the late game. We're
the late one.
We're the
Thanksgiving. We're the last game. Because you have the Lions game at 1 and vice versa, and then the Cowboys. Nobody wants to see Cowboys. They put that first, right? And then the Lions second, right?
Games. I don't know. Cowboys usually get the afternoon. They usually get the Lions first.
Oh, really?
Look at the schedule. I just looked at.
I don't think the Lions has won a Thanksgiving game since I can remember. I think they finally win one finally. I don't think they won. Think about it, man. I don't think they won a Thanksgiving game in a decade, bro. Like, we gotta look that up. I'm serious. When's the last time they won a Thanksgiving game? The Lions.
Last year they were winning, and I think blew it late.
I don't think they won in a long time. Like, long time. They better win this year.
From the fucking Dolphins hotel because I was at the Black Friday games.
Oh, look, Chuck says 10-7. He sees I see one loss fins up. Oh, 10-7 the record. Okay, cool, man.
So.
Hey, man, that's crazy. 10-7. Damn, it means
we played in Lambeau.
We beat 2 out of those 3 tough teams: San Francisco Texans and Green Bay. Woo, I like him.
Who's that? Peter.
When was the last time we played in Lambeau? Oof,
I want to
year
say
before last.
2016. Nah, we haven't played there since Tannehill. I want to say.
What, in Lambeau? 8 years?
because they
Because it's
played with
4 years
Yeah.
in Miami and then 4 years. You're right. He's
Yeah.
right. Peter's right. That's a long time ago. When was the last time we played a Lambeau? 8 years ago, right?
Yep.
I want to say that's right, but I'm not.
There you go.
Sure.
And I think the last time we played in Miami 4 years ago, and then now it switches back over to Lambeau. That means that's 8 years, man, window to do it again.
They
So
played us.
that's when Tannehill was playing, right?
That's what I want to say.
That's what I'm thinking. Last time we played Lambeau, we had Tannehill. We didn't have to deal with, all these others. But you guys calling it a night?
Yeah, I'll see you later, brother. Thanks for
Thumbs
having
up, guys.
Fins up, man. Thanks for
Deuces.
coming on, guys. See you
You
next
got
week, man. See you next week.
I'll
Beat
call you.
the Patriots, baby.
Beat him. Splat the
Beat
pack.
them. Flat the pass.